So you say you've gone this long in a pandemic without becoming fully comfortable with Zoom and Zoom meetings. Well, let me help you get familiar. First of all, we're talking about Zoom meetings. These are online video meetings. They're done on the Zoom platform using something called the Zoom client for meetings. You can do this on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer. The most functionality is available to you if you do it on a computer. The controls are more limited on a tablet, on a phone. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you on a Windows computer using the Zoom client for meetings. And it's important, in fact, for you to know that the folks at Zoom are continually adding new features and fixing issues. And if you haven't downloaded the latest version of the Zoom client for meetings, make sure you do that so that you get the latest and greatest changes. You download that directly from the Zoom website. And once you've downloaded the app and logged in using the account that you set up on that website, you're going to get something that looks like this. This is the Zoom app, and it lets you organize your Zoom contacts. If you have somebody in your Zoom contacts, it's incredibly easy for you just with one click to start a Zoom meeting with them or invite them into the meeting that you're having. You can organize your various meetings. You can chat with your contacts. But here on the home screen, you get access to not only join somebody else's meeting, start your own meeting, schedule a meeting for later, or share your screen into a meeting, but you get access right here through this gear-looking icon to your Zoom settings. I'm just going to bring that over here so we can see it. Most importantly, I want to talk about the Zoom settings for audio, because my favorite parts of Zoom, my reason for loving Zoom over the other video communication tools is because so far it's proven to be the best at handling audio. So you set up the speakers you're using to listen, the microphone you're using to share yourself into the meetings. And here under this Advanced tab, this is very important. If you're going to be sharing music, a musical performance into a Zoom meeting, make sure you've checked this box that says Show in Meeting option to enable original sound from microphone. Original sound from microphone means that the sound that's going into your microphone is not manipulated, compressed, before your other participants of your Zoom meeting hear what you sound like. Because normally, if we are sharing our voice with somebody else on a Zoom meeting, it's appropriate for the app to cancel the noises around us, cancel echoes, compress our voice so that we can have a great conversation. But the minute you start playing a guitar or another musical instrument without using this original sound option, you're going to get a real compromise in the sound of the instrument. It's going to sound a little bit like it's underwater once Zoom starts applying its echo cancellation and noise cancellation algorithms to it. So I would suggest that you use that you have original sound available to you by checking this box. And in your meeting, you can turn it off and turn it on appropriately. And then these are some new options here. When original sound is enabled, I like to use high fidelity music mode and stereo audio for sharing my music into a Zoom meeting. I typically don't disable the echo cancellation because there's always a bit of a delay between other people speaking to me through the Zoom meeting and me hearing what they've said. And vice versa, a delay in them hearing me, just because the internet needs time for the data to get from here to there. So I like to keep echo cancellation on even when I'm in original sound mode. So make sure that you're using these settings for your audio. And if you haven't used Zoom yet, you'll notice that there's an orange button here that says New Meeting. You can always play around in Zoom by starting your own meeting. You don't even have to invite anybody. I've clicked new meeting, and over on my other screen, here's what it looks like. I'm going to join with computer audio, and because I'm getting a video echo here, I'm just going to stop video. That's just because I'm using the same camera here in my recording software as I am in Zoom. So this is what a Zoom meeting looks like. You're going to see windows with other people's faces here in your Zoom window, and you get control over chatting with them, sharing your screen with them. Some of these buttons you'll only see when you host the Zoom meeting. But I want to quickly show you how to get set up properly, especially with your audio when you're in a Zoom meeting. Here beside what looks like a little microphone, and this button is useful to mute yourself and unmute yourself throughout the course of a Zoom meeting. But right next to it is a button that opens the audio window. This is really important for you to get familiar with. It lets you select a microphone from the different options on your computer, which won't look exactly the same as mine. But if you have, say, a Focusrite USB audio interface, you'll see an option like this. If you have other microphones connected to your system, you'll be able to select from them. If people in the meeting are not hearing your voice, check this and make sure that you've selected the appropriate microphone. Similarly, if you're not hearing the other people on the call, check which speaker is selected. It could be the same as system, so whatever you've set as the default speaker for your system, that will be selected if you say same as system. I just clicked it and the menu went away. Or you can be very specific and say, oh, I want to make sure it's these speakers that I'm using. You also get to open the same audio settings dialog here that we saw earlier. And you get to test your speaker and test your microphone. And you get to go to the Advanced tab and see these same options I mentioned before. I always recommend when you're about to join a meeting or when you're starting your own meeting, within this menu here, click Test Speaker and Microphone. It will play a sound through your speakers so that you can confirm that you're hearing that sound, and it will allow you to speak into your microphone, and it'll play that back to you so that you know that other participants of the meeting will hear you and you'll hear them. So that's the basic audio settings. Same thing goes for video settings. If you happen to have multiple cameras connected to your computer, make sure you've selected the one that will place you on the screen. You can use virtual backgrounds if you want to look like you're on a beach in Maui. You can use video filters, and you can get into advanced video settings. I'll mention one here. This is one that often confuses people. The Mirror My Video setting here in video settings. It has no impact on how other people see you. All it does is it mirrors the way you see yourself in the little window in which you appear in the meeting. So if it's more natural for you to gesture as if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you can click Mirror My Video. If you don't have it checked, you'll see exactly what other people see, and then when you gesture with your left hand, it'll appear as if someone is looking at you and they see it on their right. That's all. I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to mention one more thing, and that's original sound. Here, since in the audio settings, we clicked the Advanced tab, and we enabled the in-meeting option for original sound. That means in all of our meetings, we'll see this button up the top for turning on and turning off original sound. If you're ever going to play music, perform music into your microphone, I suggest turn on original sound. When it's on, you'll probably see this change color, and you'll then have an option to turn it off. That's how the button will be labeled. Just a note, if you're using the share screen function here to share playback of a song into the meeting, you don't need to turn on original sound. It will play back at its highest fidelity into the meeting. It's just Original sound is just used to get the best sound out of your microphone. And if you're using a mix of different instruments into your audio interface, into the Zoom meeting, again, original sound will get the best sound out of that mix, whether you've created it in an external mix or whether you've used a full-back mix inside your audio interface. They will all be treated as if it's the sound of a microphone. So they will be compressed and noise cancellation algorithms applied and echo cancellation algorithms applied if you don't have original sound turned on. So that's it. I want to stop there. That will hopefully get you into a Zoom meeting and will get you sounding and looking your best in a Zoom meeting. So for all of you out there, happy Zooming.